too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Welcome to Scarborough. Youths want cash without tango. Candle magic got me calling on Shango. When I strike, I'm coming from lightning angles. Wet up in your ride like dangles. Know your place. When me and the gods step into place, devils get step in their face. No matter your race, watch your speech. We defend peace with justice. Love for the God make you shit like mustard or run like custard. Too slow, so you know how it go. Send him to Assad. I'm not the one to judge you, bro, or judge you, sis. Humanity written from hip to hip, but you're shaking them and not getting your womb equipped. Degrading yourself for women's rights, not saving yourself. Turning a dyke, but won't spiritually raise yourself. Waste of sperm, can't even wait to perm. Getting viruses and symptoms, you're thinking it's germs. Making so many mistakes, from none you learn. Seeing your future as the fucking cauldron turn. Ease the burn of your young son's death. Blaming the influence, but never blaming yourself. Driver shot, but never a crooked cop. Crip shot, but never a racist cop. Racism doesn't exist, so stop. Rex 84, King Alfred got him on the block for chopping. Nigga mortus, abuse ain't stopping. Guns on your shirts, but your pistol's not cocking. Popping and locking, guns jammed for 10 you're locked in. Or eternal sleep in a closed coffin. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. They got you stuck on some fakeness. We revealed this, you heard of us. Official lower self-murderers. These Moors come equipped for warfare. Tam or Kufi. These Sufi are my corp of Mufti. For all those who wanna profile and pose. See a nigga dressing or a fag made his clothes. You all alone in that gear, cousin. Gangsta hardcore thugs, he just frontin'. Cops keep them fake crews running like they supposed to. Rich like Scarface, you never come close to. I can see it, eyes tell no lies. Assalamu alaikum, selling white sugar in those bean pies. Giving dollars to Doc's lawyer who took the bar. And between you and your leader, he's being a bar. Some say I'm rude, blame brother Dawood or Azariah. Pastor Beverly, the Messiah. David Walker, action not a talker. Sleepwalker, wake up, you're just daydreaming. Dirty Moors don't wanna be God and stay heathen. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Rappers think they hot, niggas warm like Luke. Oops, call them dirty Moors is what we taught to do. Not the Klansmen, burning some cross for you. If he's got a speechwriter, who's the boss to you? Voting for Obama, I see he's off like you. I walk, don't need a boxed up Porsche like you. Loving the Fiat, dirty Moors thugging for Fiat. Grabbing old ladies' purses, they mugging for Fiat. Some taking, some bake, for Fiat they drugging. Fiat is backed by nothing, fam, I'm not bluffing. Players hands on their ass like it's turkey they stuffing. Doing it for your boys, treat your girl like nothing. Matriarch rules, patriarch fools. I'm seeing gods act like men, thinking like mules. Square my rough edges without mason tools. I never took an oath, so I'm revealing mason rules. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Most don't learn till it's too late. Most say that they real but they too fake. Most act minor but think they too great. Most meet fake just cause they too bait. Produced by D&D, the Gotas, Iron Sheik, CMP, Iron Sheik. I'm watching as the National Guard shop gets set. and drew prophecy of soldiers with bayonets. Martial law coming, all you blind, it's bigger than curfews. You're stateless and they living off your virtues. Vampiric, touching their hair, you calling them rude. Blacks are dead carcasses, they see energy food. While you riot and run among us, Moors looking cuss, blacks out, Moorish Uncle Ruckus. You incompetent, not descendable, playing a fool. Or maybe not playing, cause I don't get what you're saying. You burn your own community down to the ground, but won't light up a precinct. You coward ass clowns, giving cars blackouts and windows busted lips. And the unity of CIA funded blood that Crips can be a step in the direction of King Alfred plan. If you wanna really be free, kill that straw man. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. In this electrifying age, they use weapons of sound. So yo, we shall overcome chance, all get drowned. Pepper spraying bystanders, the new water hose. Most rioters are undercover pros in black clothes. So on the first projectile to start the riot infection. Disappear in the crowd, get you for insurrection. Enemy combatant status is prisoner of war. Blacks accepted slave status when they're from these shores. The slave ships are your projects and prisons you love dearly, where your children get killed in yearly. You better hear me, handcuffs are the new noose. Handsmen trade sheets for badges and new suits. You damage, you loot, thinking that's petty crime. Marching for rights and revolving door prison pipelines. Either you wake up now or continue to suffer. Live under the thumb and watch for eye of Big Brother. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Suwali had the solution if you would only listen. The new world order is standing on an older system. All that matters is you think before you feel, and recognize nobody talks in front the pyramid seal. And upside down the shadow becomes a 7. Stop acting like Rosie, life is not the Jetsons. In reality, life is more like having X-Men gifts. Dimension shift when you recite hieroglyphs. Open your chakras, kundalini energy shifts. Higher self out the lower, just start feeling the split. Start getting your mind forward, not keeping your mind black. Watch where you walk, I've seen people swallowed by cracks. Stop talking, kill crackers, posing with gas, the truth. It's time to plug in like a phone jack. Finally make the connection, make the correction. Blacks are abused for statelessness, not your complexion. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Let it burn, burn, baby burn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Maybe they would learn, learn, maybe learn. Burn, burn. What up, X? Yo. You two trolls catch my scimitar blade and turn snitch. Your man is your dog and your homegirl a bitch. Inquisition lies turn high priestess to witch. Burned at the stake, cooked like fish Escovitch. COINTELPRO are not pros but rookies. TikTok program makes young girls shake their cookies. Transgenders wanna be called proper pronouns. D-Wade's son turned daughter, pawn of the order. Used for the rituals, niggas wearing capris. Slam dunk champ shorts are way above his knees. By yourself with 3 masks on, that's a disease. Most of y'all are crack fiends for vaccines. Giving passes to perv clones like Weinstein. While in your favorite actor had property on Epstein Island. Hollywood Kazaj, tribe of 13 wizards. Blowing lies make visibility pour like blizzards. With sins greater than 55 miles per hour, stupidity will surely get your minds devoured. Using your soul to quench the thirst of diabolic devils, then ignorance would rise past hyperbolic levels. Are you thinking, or is your mind controlled? Are you blinking, or is your first eye closed? Will you think and save yourself or fall victim? Will you fight back or keep getting your face kicked in? Are you thinking, or is your mind controlled? Are you blinking, or is your first eye closed? Will you think and save yourself or fall victim? Will you fight back or keep getting your face kicked in?
I put your head on the water and show you what's important. You need ear, of course, and more will appear. Anywhere I stand, Morocco is there. So no matter where I stand, my rights will be clear. The law of the land, signed by the air. The true air. Ownership, caught up in color, you disown the ship. A black star with black people in it. Ship Garvey away before Julie boarded it. That's a smart plan by some hybrids. But the birds still fly with a message. A flag of culture, heritage. American Republic. Feeling like Carthage. You driving cars, I'm riding elephants. You thinking nothing relevant. Black before every statement, you're an agent. Need I say more? I'm in 7-Eleven. You're thinking corner stores. Human rights declared, but how they corner yours?
Are you thinking, or is your mind controlled? Are you blinking, or is your first eye closed? Will you think and save yourself or fall victim? Will you fight back or keep getting your face kicked in? Are you thinking, or is your mind controlled? Are you blinking, or is your first eye closed? Will you think and save yourself or fall victim? Will you fight back or keep getting your face kicked in?
Just another day in my life to make it. Even though my face can't really be shaved, yet I'm patient. Brush my teeth in the basin. Grew up, flew up to 6 foot Cinco. Through rooms I ducked, my head hit shingles. Felt like it's the day I had to climb and take a tinkle. But now I bow my head for the sprinkles that hit my head. So many changes that I live drunk and red, don't really make it. I'm really done with let some niggas shaking. I'm tired of looking through the eyes of the Satan. My denials, my lies find me trapped with temptation. Mirror, mirror on the wall, I fear I'm about to fall. Life ain't fair when I'm off the yard. In the dark I see fear, I see flares as I hear the roar. My affairs keep straying from the law. Some things I'm praying for, better days. Celebrate with real family holidays like all the days I slept. Gotta seize that, gotta ease back, gotta clean my mess. Back to reality, what do I see? Memory says, it's your man JB.
Where I'm from, domicile in 3 places. Canaanland, B-Town in the North Gate. Kept up indigenous to this land, this rat race. Original, kept up in this rat race. I've been awake more since I was a little child. Cautionary open, decal and P down. I self-started master, I'm the boss. The Albion's where I'm from, be the outlaws. The taught us his time, history. But truth is stories, allegories. My people still stuck in stress. I'm thinking about the Middle East. Where the hell's the Middle West? Get the 4th edition black law and read it till you're comatose. Look up words like black, it me paleo. I'm more similar to a bomb. I get the feel while you kick it like shalom.
So just one of the things I think is important, maybe what they would do in this other tribunals, I should go and at least take a look around, maybe just to make sure he's not in the building, just quickly.
Well, that's what Mufti is doing at the moment.
All right, I mean, you know, they would go and canvass to see if maybe Camre's standing out, no? All right.
It's on my witness that Grand Mufti is at the door on the lookout for the defendant if he arrives. However, it's 11:11. It's 11:15 presently. The defendant was notified to be here at 11 o'clock sharp and is not present. Therefore, we are going to commence
proceeding.
Islam.
The first exhibit.
Just because I, Omar Sharif Al-Bey, have been part of this. Part of what we followed too was the administrative handbook, which there are certain protocols that charges have to be put out in written form. The accuser has a chance to confront his, the accused has a chance to confront his accuser. This is why this is here. But even before that, we continued because we're trying to follow by the principles. We initially allowed, because there were whispers in the wind, and what we tried to do was still give him the benefit of the doubt, and that is where we then put an oversight situation in to try and sort of what would it be, to sort of offset this type of activity. I think there are certain things that we have to sort of put on the record. At that juncture, Camre was totally adamant about not having anyone watch over him. So these things, I think, need to be put out there, because we're about truth, love, peace, freedom, and all of those principles. And it needs to be said that we're not out here looking, this isn't a witch hunt. This is us finally at the end of a long process, year and a half of him ripping people off, for lack of a better word. And they called out for trial, and here trial is, and here the seats are. All right, so I just want, I think that stuff has to be put out there. We shut down the law department whenever it was shut down, and Camre continued on beyond that. So there's an absolute disregard for this. And then to follow up with that, also, this is government right here. This is our regency. He also had no respect for that. He also called Setnara, another more outside of this jurisdiction, to sort of circumnavigate us, trump us, and that is why we have Setnara on the phone here too. So that needs to be noted too. Setnara, we were supposed to have a Skype here with Setnara, but we couldn't get the password due to some other nonsense. But all of this has to be put out there. This is not us just sort of summarily trying to haul up a brother. We're trying to stop this injustice, and we're trying to put it out there into the ethers. So I think that needs to be put out there. That's all the stuff behind the scenes. There's months and months of this stuff that we've been dealing with this crap about, culminating in someone being taken for $6,000 or $7,000. Absolute madness. And then the stuff being every paperwork that he has, this injustice, and we're trying to put it out there into the ethers. So I think that needs to be put out there. That's all the stuff behind the scenes. There's months and months of this stuff that we've been dealing with this crap about, culminating in someone being taken for $6,000 or $7,000.
And $6,000 or $7,000, that was 2007. To date, we counted about 70 grand that these people robbed people of, claiming that they're Canaanland Moorish Science Temple, Temple number 1. 70 grand. That's how much they got off people to date. Of the ones who called Grand Sheikh Kudro El to complain. And when they called to complain, there was probably about 10 of them. When they called to complain, the game was that we're bringing 3 people with us when we go to these people. So that's 30 people. 30 people at 3 grand each. You do the math.
Absolute madness. And then the stuff being, every paperwork that he has created has been fraudulently done. As well as at the end of this, he's now trying to authenticate the birth certificate, which is absolutely another totally erroneous way to deal with this. So I just want to put that out to the grand body, that what you're sort of seeing here is just sort of the tip of the iceberg. And as I said, we've called this brother out. This brother's been calling us out to have trial, calling us out to have another body outside of us because he doesn't respect us. And we've created all of that. And here the seat is. And here, and this is the respect he has for this. Islam.
In other words, we have to finalize and say, like, right now.
You're saying this would be a judgment
What is the judgment? What we have done is we have sent out an expulsion letter to said party, Camre Bay, 3 weeks ago, to which we were told that we have to have a tribunal, which is what we're doing right now. We presented out evidence to the floor, to the body. The defendant is not present, as we could all see. So the judgment is being upheld in regards to the expulsion that we have already initiated into this matter.
And I think just to preface this, in the future, the expulsion letter would not be sent out beforehand. That was, let's say, something that we did preemptively. There was sort of a sense of real sort of wrongdoing here. So ultimately, that expulsion letter was wrong. But we also told Camre that the expulsion letter didn't have any validity. We need you here for trial.
And that's what we did.
So yeah, that's.
So basically, we're upheld in what we have already made a decision on, which was an expulsion because of the activities that he has been doing over the past couple of months. So it's upheld.
And when we're talking about the 6 grand that has him in the tribunal in 2017, the 6 grand was because he took some sister's first and last month's rent money. And she was living on the street. And she was a European. Took her first and last month's rent money. She was living on the street. And she happened to be passing by the temple one day when we had class at the temple. And she came in because she thought Camre was going to be there because that's what he was pushing. Oh yeah, this is where our temple is, or whatever like that, because we'd be closed in the week. So he would be using our temple as the place to show people, hey, that's where our building is. So when she passed by there and came inside, sat down there, listened to some of the class and said, oh, hold on a second, I'm here for Camre. Is Camre here? Camre is not part of this temple. He's not part of this temple. This is where we're talking about the expulsion letter and all that stuff. It's like, what do you mean he's not part of the temple? This is the address that he says that the temple is. Well, he's not part of this temple. Why the hell do you need Camre for anyways? Oh, he took 6 grand from me, my first and last month's rent. So I'm just trying to get my money back because I didn't get the paperwork. I didn't get anything. She's outside crying or whatever like that, right? Because of this traitor who today, few Moors sent me this message right here. Few Moors sent me this message. Grand rising to all, matriarchs and nobles, Grand Governor, Grand Sheikh, Noble Camre Bey. Here is a friendly reminder. You are invited to the Community Business Economics and Wealth Nation Building Weekend Class Meeting. Saturday and Sunday classes, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. sharp. Call 647-558-0588. Zoom link. Meeting ID. This is a 4-month program to help build your wealth and community. Please bring notebook, pen, blah, blah, blah. Went on there for about 10-15 minutes full of BS going on there. BS going on there. Telling people about motu proprio and the Pope letter. What Pope letter? What Pope letter? Didn't Taj tell you people not to follow him? Taj brought a Pope letter out years ago. Pope Secretary did this letter. What's Pope Secretary's name? Anna Maria B.S., wasn't it? Isn't this her right here? Anna Maria B.S.? What is Anna Maria B.S.'s book right here? And she ain't calling herself no secretary of the Pope. How come she's not a secretary of the Pope when she wrote this book? When they put this out, how come she wasn't the Pope secretary putting this book out? You guys got played. And you got played because you like to follow people too much instead of going and studying. You want to be a follower. Proclaiming your Moorish nationality is not about being a follower. Has nothing to do with following anyone. Unless you're following Allah working through you. If that's not what you're following, you're a dumbass. And you're going to get played, and you're going to continue to get played, which is why you're getting played right now by these people. 70 people in there. 70 people in this thing. They're Moorish Science Temple of America, Temple number 1. How are they Moorish Science Temple, Temple number 1? How? Where's their charter at? Where's their building if they're a temple? How are you Temple number 1 and you have no building?
Expelled from the temple, Moorish Science Temple of America, Temple number 5. And basically we're just presenting it to the body.
As a cautionary tale, as well as, though, I'd like to preface this. Within this nation, I was talking to Cujo about this too. If supposedly you were in this de facto state and you did something wrong and you went to jail and you came out, you would then be back in society again too, having done your time, having done your so-called restitution and your rehabilitation. Ultimately, I was talking to Cujo about this too. Camre is a Moor, still. At this point, he may be doing dirty Moor stuff. Let's be honest. And at this point, he can't be affiliated with us. There is still room for Camre if he can find his way back to this, to come back here. And that's where it says in that violations part, where he can appeal and ask to come back into the fold. I sense, and I think anyone who's been intimately involved with this, I think, plus his activity here and his lack of appearance, I think, speaks to probably where his energies really are. But ultimately, this isn't some dictatorship. If Camre wants to come here 6 months from now, part of what we thought, we were even thinking about this, in our mind, he would have to make restitution to these people. That's what happens. What? How? Well, first of all, the fiat would need to be given back. That would, let's say be, as an example, that would be the first thing. That's what happens, let's say, out there, too, right? Secondly, though, and we already know this, there would have to be a mountain for him to climb. You know what I mean? He'd be walking around on his knees, as an example, he would be walking around on his knees being humble for the next year. I don't know. I'm just saying that we're not above the fact that people can do wrong at times. As I said, this to me is a very egregious wrong. But I'm just putting it out there that this is not, as I said, he's still a Moor by bloodline. He's just not part of this regency.
Okay. So just two questions, that kind of thing. Are you part of the where is it? There's a temple on Eglinton and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just asking that because I saw when you came on, it says Moorish Science Temple of America, Canaanland, and it reminds me of, like, I honestly thought it was the Moorish Science Temple on Eglinton there, like. So are you part of that temple? Because that's what I saw on your thing there.
No, I'm not part of that temple, but I am familiar with the temple.
Oh, okay. And when you were mentioning about you don't have to go into detail per se, but you were going into this is a final question for me at least. When you're going into, you spoke about the creditor process or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What are you referring to, if I may ask?
Doing liens and doing the lien process. When you do the lien process, after that process is done and the administrative process has gone through successfully, then you do you bring in the foreclosure process and start doing foreclosures on companies and land that you want to acquire or get rid of. It's time to clean up the place. So one of the things that our cabinet and the nobles in our class.
So one of the things we were bringing up is that if the Pope is the Don of all these organizations and all that stuff, and he issued motu proprio, which means all these people who are part of the Holy See are dissolved, then why does anybody have to clean anything up? Why are there lawyers right now if there's a Pope letter and all these people are dissolved? Why are there lawyers? Why is there U.S. Corporation, Canada Corporation, all these other corporations, if all of them are under the Holy See, and the Holy See, according to the Pope's secretary, they issued motu proprio and they're talking about grand army of the Republic and all that stuff. How come these people are still around murdering people in the street? Isn't that an apparent contradiction and hypocrisy? Because if the Pope is the Don, then everything should be dissolved. All these people should not be in business right now. Why are they still in business? Because it's a lie. Because it's BS. Because the Pope's letter comes from Maine common law jury. Go look them up. Some modern Europeans who are mad with U.S. for taking advantage of them started up their own common law jury, and they start issuing writs and all that stuff, and then Negro, black, colored, and Europeans are chasing after that stuff, Moors included, chasing over that stuff as if some European in America is the law over here. What they say goes. How the hell is what they say goes? They're modern European, they're foreigner. How the Maine common law jury full of modern European foreigners issuing writs, and then Moors are using those to try to set some precedent. And then on top of that, they're going to come and tell you about some creditor, whatever, but then they're charging you $6,000? How they charging you $5,000 if they're talking about they got all this credit and they lean straw man and all that? Why are they taking your finance if they know that there's no money? If there's no money, why are they taking your finance? And why are you paying them with your dumb ass? How are you such a dumbass that you're giving these people $3,000 of your hard-earned finance for some papers to say that you did the executor process or whatever, and it didn't register in your brain that these people are stealing your finance? It didn't register to you that they're stealing your finance? How come it didn't register you that they're robbing you? Oh, because Juali told you if these Moors are charging you more than 25 cents or whatever like that, they're a robber. They're not Moors. Don't call them Moors. They're robbers. And like we told you, to date, from the people who complained, they have gotten at least 70 grand off people charging for paperwork. 70,000. How much has iSelf-Law and Master gotten? How much have they gotten? How much has Jonah Bay gotten talking about 300 for some lecture? 300 for a lecture? We Moors used to go to MHHS for 10 notes or 20 notes or something like that. These people telling you 300 and your dumb ass is paying. This is why we cuss you people out. Because we know that you're dumbasses and you deserve to be robbed by these sellouts and these traitors. You deserve it. Because you can go to the free spot and get info for free. You don't want stuff free. You get what you pay for. So you pay $5,000, get nothing, and then you don't go with your machete to go find people? But you can go to the range and you could shoot targets all day or whatever like that. But these people taking $5,000 from your children, you're not gonna do nothing about them. All right.
But also there is, like anything, and this is even what the de factos do. You always got a chance for appeal, eh? That's one of those same rights and part of justice. You know, he may have been in a car accident right now, right? He might be lying in a hospital right now somewhere. It may have some news and come in here and there could be another, right? But I mean, that would have to be proven and all that kind of stuff. The same stuff that goes on out there, sort of, that's mimicked out there. But I'm just putting it out there to all of us to let us know that this isn't some, you know, what do you call it? This isn't some dictatorship that doesn't allow space and room to have justice really do its course and the appeal process and all that kind of stuff and the acceptance back into the fold if one can then deem himself worthy to come back in.
No, we're just making sure that, you know what, anybody that we meet, the whole thing is, when I ask about paperwork, we didn't exactly know people and specific of the paperwork. So what Camre did his duty was teach you on how to be a guard yourself so that you don't need him. That's in a dynamic of a lawyer, right? Somebody helping somebody else get out of a certain situation. iSelf-Law and Master is what we deal with. You know what I'm saying? So he was supposed to teach you on how to deal with your own affairs. He wasn't supposed to deal with your affairs for you.
Right? But then this same brother right here, after he came to us and complained about Camre or whatever, right? He had some financial situations, and guess what? Now he's part of the body of them, right? There he is right there. Now he's a chief judge. He's a chief judge of the same people who robbed him. How's he a chief judge of the same people who robbed him? How? And then how is it that Camre is a grand governor on their website right now, but he's not a grand sheik? I thought he's a grand sheik and a grand governor. Wandering prophet. Isn't that what you told me, wandering prophet? Well, he's a grand sheik. If he's a grand sheik, then well, how come the website doesn't call him grand sheik? This is their website right now. And then on top of that, how is he a grand sheik? And then we got paperwork from Brother Devon, who paid him $3,000 for this paperwork, How come this paperwork, he's saying that he's vizier? So he's a grand sheikh, he's a grand governor, and he's a vizier, and don't forget, he's not just a vizier and a grand sheikh and a grand governor. Well, that's not all. He's also your witness. He's also your notary public. How much stuff can you be? How much stuff can you be? How much titles could one individual have until you realize that it's a fraud and that you're being played? How much titles does one individual have to have? And how are you people such dumbasses that somebody comes up to you with 4 titles? Oh yeah, I'm the pastor, I'm the prime minister, I'm the judge, and I'm the janitor, and you're taking them serious? You don't realize that they're playing you? And then they're going to be witnessing paperwork, and then they're not putting LB or anything on there, and they're signing twice. How they signing twice? Unless they're committing fraud. Unless they're committing fraud, saying that they're two different names. And if they're 2 different names, then that's fraud, isn't it not? Is it not? Why wouldn't I be pissed off? These people got 70 grand from people, and you're sending me their links. Why shouldn't I be pissed? Why not? They got 70 grand from people. Do you understand what $70,000 is? 70,000, and they're still robbing people right now. This paperwork right here came from a Moor who was going through some immigration issues. He paid them 3 grand and brought 3 of his boys. He paid them 3 grand and then brought 3 of their boys. How am I supposed to know any of this? Ignorance of the law is no excuse, buddy. So don't tell me about how am I supposed to anything. Don't tell me how am I supposed to jack. FOH with that BS. Because we've been told you that these people are a fraud. If you would waste your time messing around with these people, you wouldn't get played. You would know what's going on if you watch Canaanland Moors. You would know what's going on if you watch Canaanland Moors. We put out the list on our website, on our YouTube, top 9 dirty Moors. But you don't watch Canaanland Moors. You watch fuck niggers. That's why you don't know. You don't go to RV Bay Publications. That's why you don't know. You don't go to khalifamedia.com. That's why you don't know. You go to everybody and anybody else in between those 3. That's why you don't know. If you went to where you're supposed to go, you wouldn't be having any, I don't know, how am I supposed to know what's going on? I don't care whether you called him Grand Sheik or not. We're saying he has 800 titles. Why are you listening to somebody who has 800 titles? Why are you listening to somebody who's saying that, oh yeah, we're in Canaanland? Well, do you know Grand Sheik Cujo? I heard of him, but I don't know him really. What do you mean you don't know? You don't know really. Please stop the BS. We've been told you that these people are a fraud. But because you people like to dick ride people instead of studying and following the real, that's why you don't know what's going on. That's why you don't know what's going on. Let's see me putting words in your mouth. Should we just go to your thing right here? Let's just go to it right here. So you sent me this BS at 2:34 p.m. Right? You sent me this BS at 2:34 p.m. What was my response to you? I sent you the same tribunal that we're watching right now. I sent you the same stuff that we're watching right now. Did you click it? Bet your ass didn't, because you're too busy watching Camre's class, because he's teaching really what we should be knowing. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? I told you. I told you. He's guilty of fraud. What you tell me? He talks about law. He talks about law. So, because he talks about law, I'm going to listen to him. The fuck you talking about? I taught that motherfucker. What you talking about? How does he not know who we are? He doesn't talk law. He's a package seller. Told you that. Where are you? Going through the BS. I'm not buying anything from him. He's talking about law. Sorry, I sent it to you. And what did I tell you? I told you F him, and I told you F you too. If you're riding with him. If you're going to his class, F you. That's what I told you. Isn't that what I told you? Camre robbed people for about 70,000. You didn't hear that. You didn't take any of that serious. Because you were in his class. And then when I go on there, you're on there answering questions as if he's credible or something. When he's a package seller fraud. Tell me BS about you didn't know. I gave you the tribunal to go look at. You didn't go look at tribunal. You want to play games. You want to play dick ride. Right? Oh, and there's Amazite right there who was in there. Who was in there and heard you ask your BS. Stop the crap. Playing games.
And just kind of...
You see what I'm saying? So there's where all this, all this fabrication and all this stuff starts to begin, because I took the camera in court. And the whole thing is, I passed on information to help him, right? Amari here has helped me in certain paperwork, but if you ask me the paperwork, specifics that Amari has given me, I can tell you point for point what it is. If you don't know, unfortunately, he led you on the wrong path, because you're supposed to know that's what studying is all about. You're supposed to study yourself. We want you to go to court as our bloodline and stand there square and know how to deal with things yourself.
So we already found him guilty and all that stuff. Right? Trial's over. Now we're having town hall meeting. Because this is what was set up. Was set up that we're going to have the trial. It's going to be an hour and a half. After the trial, we're going to have the town hall meeting so we could discuss anything that anybody wants to discuss relative to this situation. All right? Or if you want, you could just push the button, Amazite, because I know you were in there too. You could validate all this stuff that I'm talking about right now.
Islam.
Peace, more.
Peace, man. I was in a Zoom call. I didn't send it. I was listening. And that guy right there, that Moor right there, he asked him, he said, are you affiliated with the Canaanland Moors? and he said, "Oh, we got all kind of Moors up in here." He went dancing around the question. He said, "We got all kind of Moors up in there, international, but I'm the Grand Governor." And then that guy asked him. He said, "Well, look, I'm gonna come out and say, do you got beef with Cujo? Because Cujo be calling out dirty Moors. Do you got beef with Cujo?" And that guy told him, "No." He told him straight up, "No." You hear me? And another more contact. We like, look. That ain't real right there. Cause he's saying he Canaanland Moors. How he the Canaanland Moors without Cujo?
How? How? How is anybody Canaanland Moors without Cujo? How?
I don't know.
How is anybody Moor Science Temple of America Canaanland without Cujo? How? You just want to know how?
I don't know, but he was teaching stuff, but he made it like he was like, "Oh, me and Cujo cool," because he had 73 people there, and I'm just observing. I never asked the dude nothing, but I noticed that he was trying to not let the people know that there's a organic Canaanland Moors temple in Canada because I guess he's gonna charge all these people. That's how the conversation went, and that guy knew he should have knew better because he kept on dancing over the question, talking about, "Oh, these all types of Moors up in there," and he came out and asked him about Cujo, and it's like it says Grand on a Zoom thing. It says Canaanland Moors, Grand Governor, Grand something. That's what it say.
Yeah, Grand Governor, Grand Sheik. It said it right there
Right.
on the Zoom. So you don't play like you don't know that he calls himself Grand Sheik. Stop the dumb stuff. Don't be dumb.
That's why he changed his name when he came up in it, because that wasn't his name. His name was something Mor. He changed his whole username.
Raw more L or something.
Right, yeah, Rob Moore L. He just changed it, you hear me? And he was told by Morris, we like, bruh, that's not Cujo, because I hear Rocker L up. I'm like, you know this guy? And I hit you up. I'm like, who the hell is this? Rocker L like, that guy? He's like, oh man. I'm like, yeah, that guy, man. So this guy's put on a fraud, and you could tell he's selling packages because he calling in ABC stuff, but he really danced around a question when the first question was asked about is you Canaanland Moors, and he said, well, there's all kind of Moors here, but yeah, I mean, and then the third question, because it's recorded, you did call him a grand sheep, but the third question he asked was, what did he ask? What did he ask? Oh, he said, are you in Canada? And the guy was like, yeah, I forgot, because I had talked to Cujo right after that, but I forgot. He said, yeah, I'm in Canaanland. I'm a Canaanland Moor. It's on a Zoom call. I was in a Zoom. I was in a Zoom for like an hour. That's crazy, bro.
So be careful, Moors, because your own is going to sell you out. And they're not just going to sell you out. They're going to charge you $3 to $5 grand to sell you out. Especially these people right here. Especially these people. Anybody claiming that they're consulate, they're about to play you. Guaranteed they're going to play you. We just spoke with the Moor a couple weeks ago that Lamont tried to hit him for $5 grand. Only because he was studying Canaanland Moors did he know better not to give these people $5,000 for some foreclosure papers.
Damn.
Matter of fact, let me see if I find the
$5 grand for four. You know they got a book that you get on Amazon for like $30.
Let me find this thing. Where's the Lamont price list at? Oh yeah, here it is right here. Here's the Lamont price list. Right? Here's the price list. This is the finance that the brothers spent. Right? $10 for a class, $20 for a class, $50 for CMOS, $10 for class, $300 for consultation. 160 for recording services. And then he was about to get hit for $5,000 and he knew better and stopped giving these people his finance.
Damn, brother. But y'all gotta be careful out there, bro. That's why I jumped in there. When I got the Zoom thing, I'm like, nah, this ain't no Cujo. I don't see no Cujo on there. I don't see none of the Canaanland Moors name on there. That's why I said, man, y'all know this guy? And that's what made me listen to the Zoom, because I'm waiting to hear Cujo voice. I'm waiting to hear the Moors that normally be up there. And I don't hear nobody but this guy.
That's why you know it's up front. Using the Canaanland Moors name because of the credibility to get dumb people who don't know any better, who aren't going to go research and see what's up, to get them on there so they can hit them up for $3,000 to $5,000. And then we're not even going to talk about the sister who was about to lose her car and they charged her $10,000. We're not going to talk about her. We'll leave her out of it.
Damn.
And then when she asks for her finance back, they say they provided the service. They ain't giving her no finance. If we're going to give you anything back, we might give you $3,000. These same people.
Bruh, he had 73 people on that Zoom call, and I'm like, these Moors don't know what they getting themselves into, bro. It was a packed house, 73 Moors, and I said, you know what, I'm going to wait, and then the next Zoom call, or if it's still going on, I'm going to say something. That's why, I contact you. I'm
Yep.
like, bro, this crazy, bro. He about to
Crazy.
get all that. He about to do 5K times 73 people.
Just
Moors
do the
use
math.
that?
Do the math. Just do the math. Just do the math. The fact that you were in 3-4 classes shows that you're effed up in the head. Because why would you even be at 1? If you're watching Canaanland Moors, you know that Camre is a sellout and a traitor. And you would know that we had a tribunal and he got found guilty. You're telling me that you're listening to R. Kelly still. What the hell are you listening to R. Kelly still for? What do you mean you're listening to R. Kelly still? For what? What do you mean you're watching what's the guy named there? The movie guy who got caught raping women and stuff on the casting couch. What do you mean you're watching their movies still? This is after the fact.
As a matter of fact, I sent them to YouTube. That guy right there, that guy I sent him to YouTube. And he still was in there because I went back. I said, hold on. I saw you looked at the video and you still was in the class talking and chatting and stuff. You can't say you wasn't because I was in there. I should have screenshot it. You was in there, brother. I was in there.
Yeah, Weinstein. Right? How you listening to Weinstein and watching Weinstein movies, playing R. Kelly for Netflix and chill? Hell are you talking about? You're not getting your study on. Dumbass. You're not getting your study on. No different than Lamont Butler. He's reading stuff out of dictionary. How's that giving you info? How about you just get the dictionary, read it yourself? How's that lessons? How's it lessons they're reading the dictionary? How's that lessons? They reading dictionary definitions to you? Well, Kush Day, he reads stuff or whatever. He's reading so you can go buy the book. That's why he shows you the cover of every book that he's reading. He's not talking to you. He's not teaching you from the book.
He want to get bamboozled because he gonna sit up there and say, you don't want to go watch that no videos 5 years. We trying to stop you from getting accosted when you take all your doggone Federal Reserve notes and wasting your time.
Islam more, don't let me cut you, but I'm getting the countdown right now. Oh yeah, and don't forget the purplepaperclip.com. For all you lazy people. Honors to all the Moors. Give thanks, brother Amazite.
Hey, peace.
This is just a quick one.
All right.
Honors to all the Moors worldwide. Peace and love. Honors to the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Islam to all the Moors. Honors to all mothers.